I'm kind of getting that impression that she's basically saying we should have a second Star Wars room.
Star Wars
Yeah, I
room.
methat's
Yeah,
the only way I can
that's
interpret that.
sure. That's
Yeah.
exactly what she means. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone in the comments would argue that either. All right, welcome one and all. Thank you for joining us. We are back with a bumper episode of Pickups because Martin is back from Florida. Welcome back, Martin.
Oh, cheers, mate. Yes, it's been. I'd like to say I missed you, but I didn't really.
Yeah, I don't imagine you
Yeah.
did. How was it? All good?
Yeah, it was really good. Thanks. We always have a good time, and this time particularly was probably one of the best visits we've had. It was a real relaxing holiday, but it was a real hardcore Star Warsy type holiday. This one, it's been quite
Nice.
lackluster the last few times, but it was really good. Really good.
Yeah, that's the kind of holiday I think you'd like, though, isn't it? Star Wars centric. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
First of all, mate, excellent work on keeping the channel afloat whilst you're away. Martin did a Star Wars Disney tour. That was pretty much the bulk of it, wasn't it? Star Wars Disney
Yeah,
tour, day of Star
pretty
Wars
much.
at Disney, as
Yeah.
well as the Epic Antique Mall.
That was
Go
great.
back and watch those if you haven't seen them already. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything in future. And before we get into that extra suitcase of things that you brought back home, I just wanted to congratulate you on your valiant efforts in the Star Wars quiz, the Sunday night Star Wars quiz. Second place out of all the nerds, Martin. That's pretty good.
Yes.
I know
I'm
you
pretty happy
wanted
with
to win
myself.
it. I know
Yeah,
you wanted to win it and have that trophy sat next to you, but
everybody who watches those quiz nights when I'm on, I come across as quite humble, but Adam knows better than anybody. I was gunning to winning that, and I was
I wouldn't
really
even say
disappointed.
humble, to be honest. You could see it in
Well,
your eyes how much you wanted to win.
as I said to Stu, there's always next year.
Yeah, I think you got more questions right than anyone over the duration of it. So I think next year you'll probably be going into it as the favourite. No pressure. So,
As long as I do my species revision.
Yeah, do a bit of revision on that. Yeah. Okay, let's get into it because you've got so much stuff, it's unreal, haven't you? I said, a whole extra suitcase.
Yeah.
I've purposely tried to avoid anything that you have.
Yeah.
So that it's a bit of a surprise for me too. So
Okay.
shall we get into it?
Yeah. So, well, where do I start? You're right. We did have to buy an extra suitcase because we don't usually buy a lot of merch when we're out there. But this time, it was obviously the Phantom Menace's 25th anniversary, and there's a lot of extra merch. So, I've kind of tried to do some sort of organisation of how I'm going to show you. So, I'll start with clothing items that I purchased. So, I'll just move slightly back from the microphone. The first purchase was this rather awesome episode 1 t-shirt. I don't know if you can still hear me and see that.
Yeah.
That's really cool, and it's just quite a simple front, but it's got the greatest Star Wars poster ever released on the back. I love this t-shirt. Unfortunately, because it's white, I'll probably only ever wear it once. So
Fair enough.
That was an awesome pickup. And as I say, it was the Phantom Menace's 25th anniversary. So I also picked up this very, very awesome 25th anniversary Phantom Menace t-shirt. I'm really chuffed with this. This is a great t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'll be keeping this for events and stuff that we go to. Next up is another Star Wars t-shirt. Again, nice simple front to it, but on the back you have the awesome Return the Jedi poster. I think this was the teaser poster, possibly. But yeah, this is really cool. Really happy with that. Next up, again, this is another Phantom Menace 25th anniversary. This is a hoodie. It's got the little 25th down there.
Yeah.
And then on the back, it's also got the 25th anniversary logo there. So this is awesome.
Pretty cool.
It, the only thing I would say is it's got that printing on the back that you know what it's like when you've washed it 4 or 5 times, it starts to
Mm.
come off a little bit. So
Yeah,
I'm going to wear this sparingly, perhaps wear it to
yeah.
Echo Base and any toy fairs that we go to because
Well, it's got the distressed look anyway, so if it does start coming off, it's not the end of the world, I guess.
true. I think that's probably you're right. That's probably why they've done that design. And then finally, this is the last item of clothing I bought. I really like this. This is a Star Tours Star Speeder
Nice.
1000 ride T-shirt. You can't really tell on the screen, but this is embroidered here, and that's embroidered up there. It's absolutely gorgeous. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I've got to get this.
Need that, yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's an amazing T-shirt. So
That's
again,
cool.
same problem with this one is it's got the print on graphic, so
Mm.
it's one of
Sparingly
those things exactly
sparingly wear that, yeah.
you buy this stuff and you just don't want to wear
Yeah.
it. So oh, one more piece of clothing I'll chuck in there as well. As I got this Coruscant cap, and it says heart and capital of the galaxy. I'm
Nice.
not really a cap wearer, but I don't know why. I've always liked Coruscant. It's my favorite planet in Star Wars, so
Mm.
I picked that up, and it was $2.99 in the outlet
Oh, wow.
store. So can't say
Yeah.
fairer than that, really, can you?
No, that's decent.
Um, yeah. So shall we get on to some action figures?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. First one I bought, and anyone who watched my Florida videos or followed me on Instagram or X as it's called these days, knew that I did a Lando in Orlando series. So I took a
Yeah.
Lando with me, and I came up with the idea literally a day before we left. And I was like, oh no, I don't have a loose Lando figure because, again, anyone who follows us knows I don't have many loose figures. So
Mm.
I had to pull him off the wall, which you'll see there's a gap just up there. No,
Yeah.
my hand's going the wrong way. Up there.
Other way. Yeah.
No, the other way.
Around
Other way.
that way.
There. Yeah. Well, that did used to encompass Lando. So
You've
while I was
actually
out there,
taken one off the card.
I did. But anybody who knows anything about the vintage collection knows that Lando is probably one of the biggest peg warmers in the history
Mm.
of the TVC. So I purchased another
Yeah.
one while I was
Little
out there,
replacement.
just a replacement while I to pop him back up there. So picked him up. Next up, I picked 4 of these bad boys. TC14. Obviously, these are available in the UK if you order them
Mhm.
online. But they were also in the Disney Park or Hollywood Studios on May the 4th to pick up. So I picked up a few of these. One of them is obviously for you, mate. I said I'd pick you one up.
Hey.
I've also picked up one for myself, and a couple of other people in the community asked me to pick them up. So I'll send those off to you guys as soon as I get a chance. Although hopefully
Cool.
I'm coming down to see you soon, so I can bring
Yeah,
it
yeah.
over
Just
then.
hold on to mine for when you see me next.
Okay,
That's
cool.
great.
Next up, when I went to the antiques fair, I bought quite a lot of carded figures. And I bought these carded figures because obviously the rumor is the next HasLab's going to be a Cantina.
Mm.
And I thought this would be the perfect opportunity if it's something like the Cantina to have my first opened set. And of course, it will have an
Ooh.
open set. Yeah, I know. This is a big revelation for me too. But if it's good enough, I'll go for it. So I thought, I think Brett on Fett, the other YouTuber, Brett on Fett, went out and bought an absolute ton of Cantina aliens because he knew as soon as HasLab was announced, if it is the Cantina, all those
Mm.
online prices are going to go absolutely astronomical. So when I was in the antiques fair or the
Antique
antiques
mall.
mall,
Yeah.
I picked up a ton of Cantina aliens, and while they're old sculpts and they're not particularly the most detailed figures, if it's going to go on display, I thought,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter to me that much. So I bought Momon Morden
Yeah.
Nadon, sorry, who's obviously Hammerhead. He
Yep.
was the first person I picked up. This guy will be very recognizable to you. This one is Dias
Jasper.
Jasper.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now, obviously, anybody who watched our Sandown video challenge knows that Adam picked him up loose. So I also picked him up. I think he was like $3, absolute bargain.
Yeah.
Um, next one I picked up was Lack Sivrak.
Oh,
Obviously,
nice.
he was named after our good friend Lack,
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I bought him for the cantina. I hope it is a cantina, otherwise I've got all these figures
Yeah.
with nothing to do with
You'll have
them.
to
But
figure out what to do there, yeah.
absolutely. I also, as you well know, I've kind of unofficially been collecting the Revenge of the Sith carded figures. It's not something I talk about
Mm,
too much, but if I see one that I don't have, I do tend to pick them up. So
yeah.
I picked up the battle droids from Revenge of the
Cool.
Sith.
Nice, yeah.
I also picked up the Emperor's Royal Guard,
Nice.
Senate Securities, it says on there, and I also picked up the Utapawan Warrior, which I believe
Yeah.
was one of our 96, wasn't it, when
Yeah.
we did the 96? So yeah, really happy to pick them up. So
Good.
covertly, I'm getting through the Revenge of the Sith carded collection.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll keep that between you and me.
Yeah. Well, and everyone who's just watched this video.
Yeah, but, those people will appreciate it. There's certain people who won't watch it who wouldn't appreciate it, but we won't go too much into that. And I also picked up Ki Mundi, and I've not got a Ki Mundi figure, and I do like Ki Mundi as
Hmm.
as a character, and I like his design, alien design. So yeah, I picked him up as well. I mean, I think he was $2, so I was like, I'll just chuck him in the basket.
Yeah.
Um, and then
Are these
oh,
all in reasonable condition?
not bad. I mean, they're not fantastic condition.
They're mostly going to be
Hence,
openers anyway. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and
Yeah.
hence $2. It
Yeah.
doesn't really bother me. And then I bought you a present.
Oh.
I bought you an R2D2 silver
Oh, nice.
dome. Because I did text you
Apparel
about this
Force.
one, and you were like, "Oh, I would like that." And I thought, well, I'll get it to him for a present. I know he's not the most up to date figure. If not, you couldn't go any further back other than the original R2D2. But I quite like
Yeah.
his shiny silver dome, so I thought, yeah, that would be cool for your little astromech or R2 collection.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Um,
I was just going to say, I think if I was to ever do a figure focus, it'll probably be R2, and we all know how many of them there are. I think there's something in the region of about 70, like just
yeah, absolutely.
3.75. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, all
yeah. So
contributes.
there's tons of
Yeah,
those.
yeah,
Um, I
nice,
also
cool.
this is
Thanks,
something
man.
you asked me to pick. That's all right, no worries. This is something you asked me to pick up for you, and it is the
Oh yeah,
Ahsoka 4-pack. And I have to say, it is a beauty looking when I've got it up personal. And I know you could have
I'm
bought
gonna
this in the
have
UK.
so many droids.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I know you could pick these up in the UK, but because I've got discount at Disney World, I actually got these cheaper over there than you would have got them
yeah,
here. So that's why we picked those up there.
awesome.
I've got to put these
Excited for that.
in different spots, otherwise I'm going to
Yeah.
forget where I'm up to. Now, this is something I picked up. This was in the outlet center, which is just about 3 miles from Disney, probably not even that actually. And it's basically where Disney send all of the stock from the parks that they can't sell, and
Mm.
they send it there, and they sell it for an absolute, ridiculous amount of. So this is a Black Series set,
Oh, okay.
um, and I don't collect Black Series, as you know, but I had to pick it up because it was
Oh yeah.
originally $49.99, and I got it for $14.99, and I also got
Wow.
20% discount on that as well.
Oh, you
And
even
I know
get
it's got a couple
discount in the outlet store?
I do, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's got a Minoc in there. It's got two coaxium monkey lizards, a bogling, and a couple of those stupid
Those
things
other
from
things, yeah, yeah,
whatever they're
yep.
called. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with this, and I don't really want it, but I think Shabby might be interested in it. So if he said, yeah, he'd take it off my hand. So I think his brother Sai is heading off to Joe Fest this year, so I might send this to Sai to give to Shabby when he sees him later in the year.
Awesome.
The next thing I picked up, this is a present for Steph and I's nephew. It's a Mandalorian pack of action figures. So you've got
Yeah, pretty cool.
Grogu, Stormtrooper, Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Moff Gideon, Bo-Katan. I think there's a Luke Skywalker's there as well. And one of
Yeah,
the big the metal stormtroopers.
Dark Troopers
Dark Trooper,
type?
thank you. Yeah, thanks for helping me out. Yeah, now they're not posable. They are set as you
Right.
see them.
Mm.
But my little nephew, he's 5 and he loves Star Wars. So I thought, well, we thought, I should say, we've got to keep him going. So
Yeah,
hopefully he'll
definitely.
enjoy that. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Next thing, you can see why
Still
I needed
going.
an extra suitcase. Yeah, is a Darth Maul puzzle, 25th
Nice.
anniversary of the Phantom Menace. Now, I don't do puzzles, but Steph sometimes likes to sit in the evening and just do a puzzle, and she always buys a Disney puzzle, and she also always, when there's one available, buys a Star Wars puzzle. And she said this one's going to be quite difficult because there's so much,
Just
black
red
in
and
that
black,
picture.
yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. So we picked that up for her.
Nice.
Next thing I picked up, and this one was interested to you probably. It's a
Yeah.
Joffrey's Dark Side Trio coffee collection.
Yeah. Yeah, the people don't really know that I'm a big coffee fan, I don't think.
Mm. No,
But,
we both
but
are,
yeah,
aren't we?
yeah,
But
big into our
Adam,
coffee.
like you've got, you were very particular about how you make your coffee, aren't you? And
Yeah.
some of the best coffee I've had is when you've handmade it when I come over. So
Oh, I don't know about that.
yeah, it's Oh
Yeah.
no, that was a good damn coffee when I came over last time. I came back to my coffee machine and I was,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah. So there's 3 dark roasts there, and I like a strong coffee. So we'll give those a run. Next time I see you, you come here or I come there, I'll bring a pack with
yeah,
me,
bring
and
some.
we can enjoy that.
Whole bean, right?
Um, yeah, no, this is actually ground coffee.
Ground.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
yeah, they didn't have them in bean form. Otherwise, I would have bought them in bean form.
Yeah.
Now the next ones, these books, these are the Taschen, I think is how you pronounce them. They're making of books,
Mm.
basically. Going through all 6 films, and this is episode 4 to 6, and this one is episode 1 to 3. Now these, when they originally came out, they were huge. They were probably
Yeah.
4 of those together, and they were
Wow.
£350 each.
Whoa.
Yes, and they were really exclusive, and I always wanted one because I've got the making of Star Wars Empire and Jedi, the other big coffee books, but I always wanted these because they've got some really exclusive behind the scenes pictures in there, and they've got forwards and interviews from George Lucas in there as
Yeah.
well. So I went into a store and they were just sat there on a shelf. I was like, oh, I know they're the smaller versions, they've just been sort of compacted into small print and everything.
Sure. Yeah.
I thought, oh, they're going to be expensive still because they're so sought after, these books. £22 each.
Oh
I
yeah.
couldn't believe it. So I had to pick
Did
them
they
up.
do a 7, 8, and 9?
No,
Didn't
of course they
bother.
didn't. No. Well, the thing is,
Uh,
when Lucas made 4, 5, and 6, 1, 2, 3, he was absolutely, all over the making of
mm,
documentaries, the books, the making of books. People would interview and talk about it. Disney, for some bizarre reason, don't want anyone to know about any of the behind the scenes information about the sequel. So
all right.
who knows? Who knows why that is? I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, so yes, so I've
So
got a few more items left.
you are going to be cracking those books open then. You're planning
Yeah,
on
Steph.
getting them open and reading them.
After we finish this off today, they'll be going to Steph, and she said she's going to give them to me for my birthday.
Oh, nice.
I won't be reading them until end of July, but I look forward to cracking them open and reading them. In a way, they would have been good revision for the quiz.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah.
I didn't have time.
You've got them
Next
for
thing,
next year.
yes, absolutely, yeah. Next thing I picked up, and I have to say, I absolutely caned the credit card.
I was
When
going
I'm
to say,
over there,
did you get a
I
call
got a
from your
message.
bank?
I didn't get a call from the bank, but I got a couple of messages over the last couple of days since I've been back from other people in the community saying, "Oh, Martin, you're coming to Sandown," and there's just no way I can do any type
No.
of toy fair or anything until at least Echo in probably October,
Yeah.
because I won't be buying any Star Wars for a while. So
Okay
yeah,
then.
the next thing I picked up was that Adam knows already that I'm lying. I picked up this episode 1 25th anniversary backpack, Kind of random, I know, but
Yeah,
when we go around the
I like
parks
it.
at Disney, it's quite nice. But when we go around the parks at Disney, it's really annoying having to put everything in your pockets.
Mm.
But it's also really annoying if you've got a really large rucksack. So we saw this. We're like, well, this would be perfect size for going around the parks. So we picked that up. So that will be getting used next time we go. And second to last, penultimate
Oh,
one. Now, of all this might surprise you, but this item is one of the most amazing, to me anyway, is one of the most amazing items I picked up while I was on holiday. I fell in love with this picture as soon as I saw it. And when I first saw it, I'll flash a little video up now from my Florida video for people to see. It was a picture of Padme, and it was a hand painted picture, obviously, and it was absolutely stunning, and it was priced at $6,000.
oh,
Um, yeah, so it was a bit out of my price range. So I
yeah,
walked a bit further along the store, and there was another one there, but this one was it was kind of, they sort of do a print, and then it also has a bit of hand painted on there.
right.
I don't know what it's called. It's got a particular name. Someone will have to tell me, but that one was $1,600, and I was like, that's still too far
Still
out of my
ridiculous.
price
Yeah,
range. And I asked the lady, because they sometimes do prints, just pure prints of these
yeah.
things. And she said, "Oh no, no, they won't be in for months yet. It's only just come out of that picture, and they usually try and sell the main pictures before they bring the prints out." So I was like, "Oh well, maybe I'll get it next year when I'm here."
Mm.
Next day, walking through Hollywood Studios, and I sort of glanced to my right, and here it is.
They're the
It's just
prints.
sat
Yeah,
there, the print, and I mean, I don't know. I'm not an art guy, but I love this outfit that she wears in Attack of the
yeah.
Clones. I love Natalie Portman, obviously, who doesn't. But I don't know what it was. As soon as I saw this, I have to get this in some form. I absolutely love this picture.
Mm.
It's not a pose or something she does in the movie, but yeah, Steph really loved it as well. So I do have a lot of these types of artwork that I've bought in the past.
Yeah.
So Steph has said we should use one of the other spare bedrooms and have a wall of things that we've bought, um, to put up on the wall,
Yeah.
framed, other Disney prints and Star Wars prints that we've bought. So I'm kind of getting that impression that she's basically saying we should have a
That's
second
another
Star
Star
Wars
room.
room.
Yeah, Star Wars
Yeah, I
room.
mean,
Yeah.
that's the only way I can
That's
interpret that.
sure. That's
Yeah.
exactly what she means. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone in the comments would argue that either.
No, absolutely not. And
No.
as I say, with the credit card comment, and she probably won't watch this, that'll be fine. But I'm going to start work on that at the weekend, and I think she's going out for a few hours. So if I start putting the pictures up on the wall, I mean, she's
If
going
sh
to love it
if
when she
she's
comes back.
yeah, if she's not there to stop you, then
Yeah, absolutely,
that's a
absolutely,
second Star Wars room. Yeah. You'll have to,
absolutely.
set up a podcast in sorry, a YouTubing section in there so you can
Yeah.
do
Well, mate,
mix up the scenery a bit.
yeah, well, if I do it and it goes wrong, then I might be podcasting from the garage. So,
Yeah.
oh dear. So that basically, I picked up a lot of stuff while I was there, and there's stuff that I haven't shown, stuff that Steph picked up. She picked up a couple of bags and some t-shirts. She picked up an Ahsoka hoodie and a t-shirt for herself.
Nice.
Um, but there's one other thing that I got while I was in America, in Florida, and I'll try and keep this story as short as I can, but I've got to give it the decency that it deserves. We basically, most nights we drink in a bar, or a lounge as they call it in America, called the Cruise Cup Lounge, which is
Mm.
at one of the resorts at Disney. And as you do, as Steph and I do, we get chatting with anybody, and I'll just chat away. And there was a lady in there, and her name was Cowrie, or Cowrie. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. I do apologize if she ever watches this. And we got chatting, and within a couple of days or a couple of evenings of going there, I feel we became, all of us became instant friends, and she was absolutely amazing. And then one evening, she just let drop, "Oh, I used to work at the Galactic Star Cruiser when it was open." And of course, I was just like,
Awesome.
"Oh my god, this is awesome!" Although I explained to her that it's not somewhere I ever wanted to visit, due
Yeah.
to the role playing aspect. And she was telling me, oh, it wasn't really like that. And Steph and I were both completely surprised. We thought the way it was sort of shown on videos on YouTube, it was kind of active role playing, and we're
Yeah.
British, we don't that sort of thing. So I was like, so she was telling us all the stories and everything about what was going on there, and I was just like, oh, this is brilliant. So I then basically, to Steph's chagrin, got out my phone and showed her the Star Wars room back home,
Yeah.
and she was like, oh wow, that's amazing. And she opened up a little folder that she had, and she said, here, you should have these. And she gave me these stickers, and these were stickers, and that's the symbol of the Galactic Star Cruiser, or the insignia of the
Nice.
Galactic Star Cruiser, the Chandrilla line, I think it was.
And Chandra,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so I was like, oh man, that's so awesome! Thanks ever so much. And the holiday went on, and we'd go in there every other night or every third night, and then we'd chat away. And she was such an amazing person.
Hmm.
And then on the last night, we got there, and we were like, oh, we're off, in a couple of days, we're not going to come back again after tonight. And we all exchanged emails, and Steph exchanged Facebook details with her, and she said,
Hmm.
oh, I just want you to have this, Martin. And she came over, and I have to say, I nearly burst into tears, and I'm getting a bit emotional now, because I couldn't believe that she did this, because I'm assuming that when the Galactic Star Cruiser closed down, she was given a lot of merch, just to sort of,
Yeah, yeah.
this, thanks for working here, you have this to remember working on the Star Cruiser. And I'd obviously told her that, that you and I had been after the SK620 droid for
Yeah.
ages, and people online were reselling it for like £150, and it's like, there's no way we would be
Yeah,
able
we're
to,
not
or
paying that
would
sort of,
even be, we're absolutely not paying that. And she
yeah.
said, oh, it's a shame. She did say, oh, there's absolutely, that they're all gone, there's no way. So I was,
Mm.
I didn't think for a second that, that would be an option. But
Mm.
she came on the last night, and I've done a little turntable video, so I'll bring that up now. But she gave me this, and it's
Oh, look at that thing.
SK620, and I think it's the 6-inch scale. It might be a little bit larger than the 6-inch
Yeah.
scale, but it's electronic. I haven't pulled the little tag out, that so that the battery starts
Oh,
working.
yeah.
And the dome moves, the light lights up on the eye. It's got a little winder thing, so he moves along.
That's
And
so cool.
Steph and I just thought this was such a nice gesture.
Yeah.
This was obviously from her own personal collection of
Yeah,
stuff that
yeah.
she'd been given, when she left. And so, I don't think she'll ever watch this, but if she does, and I said at the time, thank you so, so much. What an
Yeah.
absolutely thoughtful gift.
That's
And
so
we're
cool.
absolutely blown away with it. So yeah, this is going to have one of those pride of places in the Star Wars room.
Definitely.
So yeah, really, really chuffed with that. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Um,
What a
yeah,
legend.
so absolute legend. So
I'm
yeah, I've
only
got
a
some.
little bit jealous. Only a little bit.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
get I'll get my SK droid one day, don't worry.
yeah, yeah. Well, you never know.
Yeah.
Disney might find a big batch of them somewhere,
Yeah.
and get them back in the parks. But
Yeah.
yeah, so uh, you know, as you can see, I had quite a time, and I certainly won't be buying any more Star Wars merch for quite some time.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
smiling.
Well, as we said, you're supposed to be coming down this way soon, and I can't imagine you'll
Yeah.
be able to keep your wallet closed for too long.
Well, I might not even
We
bring my wallet with me, to be honest.
That's probably not a bad idea.
Oh dear.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Wow, I mean, amazing. Like,
yeah.
that's
I do apologise.
yeah,
That's gone on a bit longer than
it has, but
expected, but
there was so much to
yeah.
show, and it's all pretty awesome stuff. Comment below your favorite item. That was cool. I think mine's probably the SK droid,
That's
but
got to be the SK.
yeah, make sure you hit the like button as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers for watching.
Bye.